good this is gonna look or be. We're kind of in a scuffed setup this week and next week because I'm at my parents' house taking care of my doggos. Come here, Lucy. Come here, Lucy. Up here. Come here. We got Lucy with us, and the other dog's not feeling too well, so she's gonna stay over there. So this week I was kind of a slow week for comics, so I just want to talk about two in particular that I haven't had the chance to talk about yet. And one of them I was really enjoying, and now I'm not really enjoying it in the last two issues. It's kind of been okay. The seventh issue kind of saved it, and that would be Justice League Unlimited. I was really enjoying the Inferno storyline when it first came out. I was really enjoying that, and then after all the amazing stuff with Amanda Waller, I was kind of liking the plot and idea that it was going down. But then the minute that they introduced the Inferno to be the Legion of Doom, that's when it started going downhill for me. But going on off that, them getting out of the timeline is a big question for me. I'm not fully done with it. I'm just about done with the seventh issue. I'm at the part where is his name Livewire. Flash lookalike Green Velocity is talking to the Justice League. So I'm kind of interested in what they'll do there. I had a point where I was sitting there, I was reading, and I was like, so you put the Flash and Superman back in time? Okay, they'll just go back to the normal time. And then they had to explain that they couldn't do it and that they did try to go back to the normal time and it ended up not working. I was like, okay, that's fine enough for me. I'm just not loving the Legion of Doom storyline as is as a whole, but you know, it's not the worst thing ever. I just kind of wish that they kept going with Inferno and made a new enemy. It was kind of cool. I kind of like the idea of it. It had this mystery, this aura to it. And it was kind of a letdown to be the Legion of Doom. At that point, just start with the Legion of Doom. Because if you're starting something mysterious and like you want it to be kind of on the side of mystery and then it gets revealed to something we already know, it's kind of a letdown if it's something that we're used to. Like, if it was just Grodd by himself and he was with, I don't know, just another sorcerer, I would be okay with it a little bit more. But since it's just the Legion of Doom, I feel like it's tired, it's played out, it's used too much, and I just can't buy in as well as I would have if it was just like a sorcerer group that was, I don't know, had demands for the Justice League because they're not doing everything the way that they should. And I thought the way they were setting up was really interesting. It was really cool, and I was buying into it big time. I was buying into Inferno as an evil team. I was really enjoying it, but these last two issues, I can't say I was too over the moon for, but they're not the worst I've ever read. It's just felt like a letdown compared to the rest of the issues so far. And I would just like to see how they wrap it up and see what they can do. I do like that Grodd kind of turns on the Legion of Doom, but it almost feels like an amalgamation of characters that we've kind of grown past at this point. So it's like I could do without. I like the idea of Grodd having Martian Manhunter's powers, but it's just so unneeded at this point because I would have liked something new, like I said, or just Grodd. Grodd with Martian Manhunter's powers would have been really cool. Give him all of Martian Manhunter's powers at that point. Make him Grodd Martian Manhunter. It would have been very interesting to explore. It would have been really fun to explore with the Justice League. Then he could have manipulation or things of that nature, like he did in this, like we have now, but without the Legion of Doom. I just feel like you didn't need to attach that to get people to go, oh, I want to read this, because it was an interesting enough storyline to begin with to get people to read it. But that being said, I think we can move on from Justice League Unlimited. I think it's been very good overall. It's just I would like them to kind of move on from Legion of Doom and maybe do something else. Maybe have them be a stepping stone for another villain or another villain group. It just feels flat, to be honest. So as of now, I would give Justice League Unlimited 6 and 7. I don't have a scale yet, so I would give it a 4-star. Maybe we'll give it 4 big booms. I'm just kidding. But I think we'll go stars for now. I haven't decided what else we'd do for that. So 4 stars out of 10. I think for both issues. I think the first couple issues would be like an 8 out of 10. I think they were really good. Like one through 5 was really really good. I think it was like an 8, easily an 8. But now I want to talk about Jason Aaron's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle run from IDW. We're on issue 8, I believe, is coming out next, or eight's already out and nine's coming out. I'm only 2 issues in. I do have the variant foil cover. I think it's cover D, the foil version, which I will be graded, and it will be on my wall for my set at my house. However, I have been reading it. I just hadn't gotten around to it because I don't want to read that version because I'm grading it. So I did pick up a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. So I've read the first 2 issues. I'm about to read the third one. So as of now, I love it. I love that each turtle has their own storyline, has their own problems to explore that's set up perfectly at the beginning of the story. I think starting with Raph in prison is one of the coolest ideas they could do. I think it allows us to explore the character to begin with and how that was almost like a fortress of solitude to him in a sense. I really like that idea. It was really fun to explore and play with. And then the idea that he is still fighting for freedom, it's just, it's Raph, so he's stubborn about his own freedom as well, because he's almost always put himself in a jail cell his entire life. So it's always been kind of, I feel like that's almost a very interesting storyline to explore for Raph, is that he has to feel like he has to accept himself back into reality. Sorry, I don't know if that ding will make it to post production, but if it does, it's there. This is a little more scuffed video, but maybe we'll like it a little bit more. But I feel like it's accepting people back into his heart, which is kind of overplayed for Raph. But I feel like it's a new like angle we could take to get to that sort of lesson to be learned. And then I really like the idea with Mikey being never mind. But I like Mikey being like a movie star, like a TV show star. I think it's pretty fun to play with. I think it's pretty cool. It allows Mikey to have like that like almost extravagant flamboyant style to him that allows to like, kind of show to where he would have been. It makes sense in a progression sense if he's no longer a crime fighter. He would try to be out there. He would try to be doing something fun with himself, and I mean he'd want to be a superhero basically. And I really like the idea that he is empty on the inside, but he's still putting on a front for everybody else because that's the life he's always dreamed of, but it's not fulfilling to him. And I like the stuff with the new Foot Clan, maybe. I don't know yet, but I think that's a pretty cool angle. I want to see what they want, what their angle is here, because it makes no sense that they'd kill the warden unless they're trying to put Raph away forever. But at the same time, it clearly doesn't seem like they want to put Raph away forever. So are they just trying to put the turtles back together? I don't know. I haven't really got to where the angle of their motivation is yet, but I don't really need motivation. I mean, at this point, it's all just building up narrative for the team to get back together and showing what each turtle is struggling with. And I like that the first 4 issues are exploring each individual turtle and where they're at personally. So I would give the first 2 issues so far of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll grade them separately actually. I think the first one I would say is like a 7 out of 10. And then the second one, I think I'm going to grade a 9 out of 10. Believe it or not, Mikey is probably my least favorite turtle. I do have a turtle, and it's named after Mikey, but that's because he's a yellow belly slider. Like, what else could I name him after? But he's probably my least favorite turtle all out of all of them. I do obviously still love Mikey because if you like the turtles, you like all 4 of them. But he's probably like my least favorite to listen to. His jokes don't always go that great for me. I'm not too bought into his character. I don't really like the quippy characters too often. I did when I was a little younger, but even back then, I wasn't that much into Mikey. I feel like you had to be super dark humor Deadpool guy when I was in like middle school, high school, for me to like the quippy guy. But nowadays it's not my cup of tea. I like I like a really deep, complex character, and Mikey does have that to his character. Just most of the time he doesn't. And I think in this comic we're gonna see that side of Mikey. It's just as of now we haven't really got that much, other than him eating. I would say the most important line in all of the comics so far is Mikey going to the convenience store to get a frozen pizza. So I would give the second one a 9 out of 10. I think it's incredible. I think the run has been incredible. I think the art has been incredible. I like the things that they do with the text bubbles. Great work all around. I think it's an incredible comic. I can't wait to keep reading more. Um, but yeah, with that segue, we will get into the tier list. So I think it will change because I'm going to be recording this the next day. This video is going to come out a little late, but it's going to change. And we're going to get over into the tier list. And the tier list will be about me doing all the superheroes and where I think they lie on my personal scale. You can disagree with me. You can agree. I don't care. It's my list. But I'll see you in a second. We are going to be doing our superhero tier list. We got a bunch of superheroes here. I'm going to try to not be like overly done on it. Oh, we got Aquaman in the Marvel section. Let's put him up here. So I think we're going to start with, Winter Soldier's up in the DC. I mean, his look is kind of DC if we're going to be honest with ourselves. But yeah, I tried to organize it the best I could. Let's do a good organization real quick. We just need the trinities of each at the top. So we start with those. I'm going to start with Batman. And Batman is personally one of my favorite superhero characters of all time. I think Batman has a lot of depth to him. He's on the Mount Rushmore for a reason. And I would say Batman is easily an S tier hero. There's a lot you could say about Batman, but I'm not going to go super in depth. Maybe I could do a Batman video at some point, but that's not today. Next, we got Superman. And similar to Batman, he's on the Mount Rushmore for an obvious reason. That's because he kind of revolutionized comic books in of himself, in of it by himself, in a sense. And when you think about the strongest characters, you always think about Superman. I don't have him nearly as much as Batman. Don't have nearly as much love as him, so I'm going to put him in A. But I could hear an argument to why he's as good, or if not better than Batman. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, the Trinity of DC. She honestly was probably one of the biggest female characters to ever exist for a while. I mean, she probably maybe still is. But there's good reason for that. She's a great character. Very strong, great role model for women of all ages, even men. I mean, Wonder Woman's amazing. I think I have to put Wonder Woman in S tier. The Flash. Now, the thing here is, I think this is Barry on this picture, but for me, it doesn't change. The Flash is S tier. I think the Flash is one of the best written characters. I think every single one of the Flash family has depth to them, at least the ones that have taken up the Flash mantle. And the Flash is one of my favorites. So for that, the Flash will be an S tier. Hawkman. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna go that depth into Hawkman. Not the biggest fan of Hawkman. Kind of just a stoic character. Yeah, he has some depth, but I haven't read him in enough to really warrant a big explanation. And if he's your favorite, give me a reason why he's your favorite. I'm open to listening. But I think I'm gonna put him in D tier. Because, I don't think he's as good. I don't think he's anywhere near Superman. But maybe you think he's, like, right next to Superman. Next, we got Beast Boy. Now, Beast Boy, a lot of people know Beast Boy from Teen Titans, and obviously he is a Teen Titans member. He's also a Doom Patrol member. And, Beast Boy's great. And I think Beast Boy's fun. I like his idea as a character. I think his powers are really fun and interesting. And I like his personality. So for that, Gar is going to go in B. Blue Beetle. And this is Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle. I love Blue Beetle. One of my favorite comic book characters of all time. I think he's just so much fun. He actually pulls off the impulsive, wacky kind of guy in a sense that makes me just have such an endear for him. that I think I'm just very happy with putting Jaime Reyes in the A tier. Shazam! The quintessential kid superhero. We got Billy Batson. And for Billy, I think I love Billy, but I've kind of come down on Shazam as a whole as a character. He used to be in my top 5 superheroes of all time, but I think he's below Jaime at this point. I think I'd put Shazam in the B tier. Maybe I just need to start reading some more Shazam, but as of now, I think I had to put Shazam, aka Billy, in B tier. This is Static, I believe. I might look this up and put it in post because I don't want to be wrong, but I think this is Static. Or is this Black Lightning? I guess we'll find out here in a second. But for both of them, not the biggest fan. For Static, I like Static in Teen Titans, but I don't know. And in Static Shock as well, but I don't know. Just not the biggest fan of him. I think I'd put him in C tier. And Adam, we got, I think this is Ray Palmer, Adam. And same with Static or Black Lightning. Both the Adams are just not the most interesting characters. They're not terrible. I've been reading Adam's Project, but I'm just not that invested in the Adams as a whole. Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. Barbara Gordon is an easy A tier, not S tier. Sorry, A tier. I think Barbara has a lot of depth. I really like what Barbara does in a lot of comics. The relationship she has in the Bat family, outside of the Bat family, becoming Oracle, things of that nature. I just think it's so interesting. A lot of cool storylines, very fun. Black Canary. Black Canary is in an interesting spot because I think Black Canary is too much of a put Black Canary with another character. Kind of feels like people don't want to read Black Canary by herself. But I personally love Black Canary, and I feel like I have the same amount of love for Black Canary as I do Batgirl. Aquaman. This is personally opinion. I'm not that big of a fan of Aquaman. I think Aquaman has a lot of cool to him, but I can't, I don't know what it is. If you are a water hero, I'm just not going to be interested. You don't control lightning. That's what makes me interested. And Aquaman does control lightning, but he's a water guy. So, and I guess that's hypocritical saying I love lightning characters and then, but they have to control lightning and do other stuff. They can't just be a lightning person. Or Thor would be in the S tier. I guess maybe you don't have to control lightning for me to like you. I guess I've come back on that. Yeah. I mean, the Flash doesn't even control lightning, so. Cyborg. Hot take, I don't like Cyborg in almost anything. I'm not very interested in Cyborg as a character as a whole. Cyborg's never really been that interesting to me. But, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not that interested in Cyborg, personally. He's kind of boring to me. He's never been, he never stands out there. We got Dr. Fate next. And Dr. Fate, very interesting character, but not one of my favorites. I think I'd put him in B tier. I think he's very interesting. He's got a lot to him. I think you could do a lot with Dr. Fate. It's just, as of now, I'm not the biggest fan of Dr. Fate, but he's not bad. I don't think we have any below E tiers yet from the DC side. I don't even know if we'll get to, no, I could see us getting to an E or F tier character in DC with Batwoman. Here, I guess I'll put it already. Batwoman E tier. Actually F tier. I'm not even that interested in Batwoman at all, so I think that's an easy F tier. Firestorm. Yeah, I'm just not interested in Firestorm. He's cool, his powers are cool, but yeah, that's about it. I'm not interested in his story. It's whatever. Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan back in the day would have been in the D to C tier range for me. Now, ever since reading the Jeff Johns New 52, Oh my gosh. I think Hal Jordan might be one of my favorite characters in DC. Easy A tier. Easy A tier. And now we got Oliver Queen. Oliver Queen, Green Arrow. It's kind of just not my cup of tea. And I'm going to put him in D tier. I don't think he's that great. He's cool. I like his concept. I think you could tell really good stories with Oliver Queen. But I'm just... Maybe I need to read more. You want me to read Dawn of DC, Green Arrow? Let me know in the comments. We got Hawk Girl. She kind of just only gets better with Jon Stewart, but like without Jon Stewart, I'm just not that interested. So like a B with Jon Stewart and without Jon Stewart, like a D. But like I'm gonna go middle and cut it like a C. I don't know what it is with Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I just not interested. Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, is better than her cousin. That's an S tier character. Kara Zor-El has some interesting I think just some of the most fun lore out of every character in DC, and I think Kara needs some love because Kara's got some great comics. We got Damian. Is this Damian Wayne, or who is this? Is this Dick Grayson or Damian Wayne? Do I get to choose? Is this Tim Drake? I guess we'll leave Robin off because we have Dick Grayson, so we don't know which Robin this is. I think this is supposed to be Tim Drake, but I think Robin will be one of the only ones staying just because I can't definitively put one down. The Martian Manhunter. I love the Martian Manhunter. He's so fun. His powers are so cool. You can tell some really cool stories. The Martian Manhunter is just so good. Red Tornado. I think Red Tornado is good. I like Red Tornado. There's not much I can really say about Red Tornado. He's not really like a character too much. He's kind of like Dr. Fate, where they're like fun, but they don't really get to do anything outside of teams. That's kind of what the B category is. They don't get to do much outside of team. Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, obviously is an S tier. I mean, do I even have to try to argue for him being an S tier? Like, let's be real. I don't think so. So, we got Dick Grayson in the S tier. Plastic Man. Come on, guys. Plastic Man's good. Just accept it. Plastic Man's real good, but not good enough to make the A tier. He's a B tier character. Now we're on to Marvel. I told you it's going to be quick. I'm going through these guys quick. This video is not going to be super long. I'm already late behind schedule on releasing this video, so I can't go crazy in depth on all these things. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to make you guys wait for next week for the Marvel tier list. And for Robins, I think I'm just going to put Robins. No, I'm not putting the Robins in there. Like I said, I'm not putting the Robins in there. You know what? I want to change some of this up. Hawkman in E, Oliver Queen in C, and I think I like that more. I think I like all those reasons. I think yeah, this is a good list. I mean, I don't think there's like any Justice League member in particular that's like bad. I think the one you could say is like bad is Cyborg. But at the same time, Cyborg's not like bad. He's just not for me. But yeah, this is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It wasn't like a super long one. Not a lot of comics to talk about this week. I did really want to talk about the Jason Aaron Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I've been reading more of it. I did finish Justice League Unlimited today. I didn't think anything would change with the ending, and well, it did a ton. And if you haven't read that, go read that right now, because wow, that ending saved that comic for me. I think now I'm going to give it like an 8 out of 10. That comic was really good with the ending. Without that ending, it was going to be a 4. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you would, go ahead and drop a like button down below. And remember to subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel, and if we get to 2,000 subscribers by August 5th, we will be reviewing She-Hulk and Echo. I don't personally want to do it, but I will do it if we get there. But I do appreciate everyone for watching. I'm not going to say you have to subscribe or like. I would appreciate it, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. I'm just happy that you watched, if anything, so we can get into the algorithm, so we can have other people that like comics be able to watch some good content. And so I can put out more good content for you guys. But thanks for watching. I'll see you later.